悔しいんだな。自分の弱さが。
This is Gyutaro, one of the most powerful demons in the world of Kimetsu no Yaiba.
やっぱりそうか。みっともねえな。
What personal weakness has led a strong demon like Upper Moon 6 to this moment?
作った。絶対に切る。絶対に。
This is the embarrassing fall of Upper Moon 6. Upper Moon 6 is a unique demon made up of two different spirits, a brother named Gyutaro and his sister Daki.
I ain't never asked to be the shit girl. Don't call me sis cause I'm not your sister.
Anyway, his blood demon art is an extremely difficult ability to deal with, not only because of the speed and force at which his abilities come out with, but because if he lands a blow with either of his sickles, he poisons his victims. At this moment, it's pretty much game over for Tengen, who in his arrogance has charged at Gyutaro and as a result has ended up poisoned. This should be a guaranteed kill for Gyutaro, at least to his own knowledge. Characters like Shinobu and even a fringe character like Lady Tamayo might be able to save Tengen at this point, but it's clear that Gyutaro and Daki do not have to commit to this fight anymore. So why does he? In my opinion, there are three reasons why he takes this fight, each growing with complexity and showing more of the character defects that made him and Daki lose. The first and most important one is just the utter overconfidence of Upper Moon 6.
The demon slayers who perished before you didn't find that task to be so simple. Not even the Hashira. 15 for me and 7 for my sister.
They haven't lost a fight in over 100 years. This makes most encounters seem trivial.
We're going to slash through your gullets, just like we did to all who came before you.
No.
The next reason is that he really hates Tengen. Now, Tengen is the antithesis of Gyutaro. Tengen is charming, stylish, sociable. Tengen that dude. And Gyutaro is not that dude. Gyutaro has always been treated like crap because he was ugly, dirty, and isolated. His community ostracized him to the point of creating the very monster they assumed he was. The significant difference between these two characters is their mentality towards life. When Tengen loses all of his brothers and sisters, he chooses a more noble path to become a Hashira and protect people. Whereas where Gyutaro is unable to protect his sister, his fury and his desperation makes him given to Doma, one of Muzan's most devious demons. Basically, he's a bitch. Maybe I'm being a little harsh here. I mean, bro's mom was literally trying to off him, so it's probably not the exact same situation. But the point is, he really hates Tengen because Tengen is a born winner.
Despite carrying all that conflict within yourself, still, you all insist on pushing forward and fighting, and for a noble cause too. All so you can protect other people's lives. You have my thanks. You were quite a remarkable child.
The last reason Gyutaro takes this fight is the fundamental flaw behind Upper Moon 6 and how they function as an entity. Daki can become a liability. Gyutaro's priority is to protect his sister no matter what, and this is dangerous. Think of a situation where any two Hashira were around. Daki would have been a massive pain for Gyutaro to protect, especially with savages like Sanemi and Shinobu running around. Savages who get off from punishing demons. This would have been a major L.
牛太郎は負けると思っていた。案の定、ダキが足手まといだった。
When Yume, or Daki as she's now known, is born, Gyutaro finds his confidence in a type of spiritual rebirth that's spurred on by her unmatched beauty. She is truly the most beautiful person in their town, so Gyutaro finds a sense of life and pride in protecting her and her honor. Looks mattered to this people and the reality they stayed in, and this creates a situation where Yume was very valuable in the eyes of society. In fact, this is the very reason why, even as a demon, she values looks over everything else. It's this vicious cycle of ignorance and hate passed down from the older generation to their generation. Now, as I've already alluded to, if Gyutaro was as cold and as calculated as Muzan, he would have probably won this fight. One of the biggest weaknesses we see from the demons in general in Kimetsu no Yaiba is their empathetic traits. A vivid example of this is when Akaza is fighting Rengoku and wants to convert Rengoku into a demon because he has an admiration for the strong. He truly admired Rengoku beyond the point of just being a Hashira that he had to eliminate. I'd like to believe that Muzan himself passed down his own empathetic traits to these demons to make himself more cold and ruthless. The upper moons probably do the same by turning other demons, which explains why Doma ends up choosing Gyutaro and Daki. This passed down empathy, or Gyutaro's empathy in general, is ultimately the reason why he suffers an embarrassing defeat to Tanjiro and Ko. Because you see, Tanjiro has a sister he wants to protect too. Gyutaro sees himself in Tanjiro's inability to protect his younger sister, as this is something they actually both have in common. Tanjiro sees how he could have ended up as Gyutaro if things were different. This 1 in a million set of circumstances created by chance and plot armor, let's be honest, results in a situation where Gyutaro loses the fight simply because he wanted to turn Tanjiro into a demon as well. Tanjiro probably being the first person that Gyutaro's ever related to in any which manner. The Fall of Upper Moon 6, Gyutaro and Daki is the tragic story of character flaws and personal weaknesses which led to their ultimate defeat. His overconfidence and hatred towards Tengen, as well as having to prioritize the protection of the other part of the entity in this fight, are the main reasons for their downfall. It's a reminder that even the most powerful beings can be brought down by their own hubris, and I think that it made for one of the most interesting fights in the series.